everyone, my name is Iman and I'm going to speak about football and why girls should be passionate about it. For a very long time, men have been dominating in this sport and
Today I'll be talking about running about their helmet. Do you know how many people sustain an injury from cycling without a helmet? Research shows that every 2 days someone goes into a coma or even dies from this. People like cycling. They cycle to work, school or even for the pleasure. If you don't ride with a helmet, one little mistake can kill. Your head is not protected when wearing a helmet, which means you can get a brain bleed or something more serious. Why is wearing a helmet on a motorbike legal but not on a normal bike? One case of this happening was to my friend. He was casually riding a bike and then hit a stone and tripped off his bike. He cracked his head open, went to hospital and never came back out. Imagine losing a friend for a silly mistake like that. One solution for this is to make it a law and wear a helmet when riding a bike. Your brain is protected and you won't lose a friend. This applies to the younger generation. Next time, think about my friend and wear a helmet so you don't end up like him.
You can use this time to get some feedback from the parents as well. I mean, this is the last week of the school. Then will be holiday, and then we start back on the 7th of September. I think it'll be a good opportunity for us as a management committee to hear from yourself. Anything you would like us to improve on, anything to focus on, things we are doing well, perhaps let us know, and things perhaps we could improve on, right? Also, please let us know. So I'll just open this floor to the audience, and please come forward with your suggestions and yeah. Please, if you want to come to the floor, yes, by all means.
I just would like to thank the management and also the teachers of Koshalli for allowing our children to explore and to learn. My personal experience that my children, they have enjoyed very much the school, and they're excited every Saturday to come to the school. So I just would like to thank everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think this source of encouragement actually means a lot to us as well. That really keeps us going. But also things perhaps we can improve on. Please come forward. This is an open forum. Don't hesitate, because we do want to make things better. We do want to improve. So, okay. Anyone? Don't be shy. Yeah.
Yeah, my question is, my son is in year 9, so are you still stopping at year 9 or going anywhere further after that?
Simon, do you want to respond to that?
Yes, so I can confirm we will be taking all the year 9s, we're inviting back into a separate year 10 class for next year for both English and maths.
Thank you, yeah, it's
Yeah.
good news. So, yeah, the reason I say that is because I've only got one son that comes here, the older two, I've missed the boat with them, he's the youngest, and there's not a single day he complains or doesn't want to come. He comes happily, and that's a credit to you guys. It's a real credit. This is a Saturday, and the weekends are the kids' time, and I've never had that, poor feedback from him. He enjoys it. You guys make it fun. It's a relaxed atmosphere, and just to see the children up here, the confidence. Public speaking is daunting. It's not easy, and we see that in schools. And children are reluctant. For one of the children, you've missed the next day. You missed me out. What's going on? Other kids were like, hey, I've got away with it. And he's like, hey, what's going on? What about my go? And that really it speaks volumes about you guys, for what you're doing, and it's a credit to you. And it's like, thank you guys for that. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that. And again, I think judges are ready.
Yeah, we have our decisions. There was a lot of arguments.
Yeah, before I pass on to Simon, I just want to conclude on my side, and then I'll pass on to Simon and do one or two things, right? As I said before, CET is not about education. It's just not about the subjects, curriculum, science, English, maths. It's much more than that, and these are softer skills we concentrate on. You probably have heard about 3 C's of education. And education, when you talk about, and somebody talked about the education, the importance of it, what does that actually mean? And somebody concluded that if any education system doesn't produce 3 C's, there's fundamentally flaw in education. And they just summarize the 3 C's. One of them is the creativity. You know, you need to be creative as a result of the education you receive. That's innovation, thinking of different ways of doing things rather than say, this is what's happened in the last 20, 35 years, right? I'm going to continue to do the same things, right? So think of new ways of doing things, you know, whether it's your relationship, whether it's actually something else, always being creative, being curious, right? That's 1 C. Second one is C is confidence. So education gives you confidence. So you start believing in what you think this is right. I can make a stand for this, and I should actually, have the confidence to say that in front of everyone. So if any education which does not produce confidence, right, you think there's something wrong here, right? And third one is character, 3 C's. So education should develop as a person with a good character. There's no point saying I'm a PhD in something and the personal characteristics are so flawed, right? You know, there's no honesty, there's no integrity, you know, people don't trust you, what you're saying and what you're doing, you know, that has impact on your character as well. So, I mean, I thought, that was a takeaway for me when I was listening to someone. 3 C's of education, and any education, doesn't matter what education it is, you know, if it does not produce these results, then you think there's something wrong with it. So I'll just stop at that. I'll pass it on to our chair of judges. Tell us the results. And also there is some afterwards. There are some kids who have actually done outstanding achievements throughout the year, and some will also give us awards out as well.
So I'm going to start with the lower school and the 3 people we've picked, and I'll tell the order in a minute once I've explained a little bit why. Very tough to judge in both categories of the competition this morning. There was all round really good research, really good preparation, really good delivery, and I don't think there was anyone up here that bolted at the last minute. They gave it all their go. Dead impressed by the amount of those that came up here, regardless of where they're coming to position. I'm actually proud of every single one of you that's come up here for the effort that you put in, because it's not an easy thing. It doesn't come naturally to many people, public speaking. I remember I'm used to this now. I've been up in front of crowds. Now there's cameras pointing at me many times now, and you get used to it. It's a skill like anything else. With practice, you can overcome it. And the 3 from the lower school, we felt they had the best combination of a good topic, the structure of their speech, content and delivery. Before I announce the order, were Sarah, Huda and Amina, sorry. These 3 we felt had the best of all 3. In third, and I'd like to commend her on her excellent research and the structure and the planning out, and in particularly the delivery and the absolute confidence that she spoke with. Huda has come third. Now, between Amina and Zara, there was very little to tell them apart. We had quite a big discussion down here about who should come first or second, and I think the reason between these 2 was the absolute confidence in delivery and one of the most fantastic introductions I have ever heard. An introduction that made Shahid blush. Sarah, you have come second in this. But I have to commend you on the research and the detail and the planning, and that leaves Amina coming in first. Can we have a round of applause for both of these? And then it comes on to the upper school, and again, such a high calibre of speeches. There has clearly been a lot of time spent on every single one of them. But there were 3 we felt stood out above the rest, and I think what has meant all of these three went the extra mile with their speeches. The research was solid. It was practiced. It was rehearsed, and in some cases nearly flawless. So the three that we have chosen, that are going to be our top winners, and I'll go through the three in a moment, in no particular order at the moment, are Bilal, Suwaiba and Anas. So you three are in the top three, but which way round? Let's have a think. So, all three exceptionally well spoken. What made these stood out was they were rehearsed, they were researched. And third place, and I'd really love to commend this young person on their use of great examples, their great use of research. They do need to look up a little bit more during their speech to really give that essence of confidence, which I know he's got, and it's going to come out. Bilal, well done on coming third in the speech competition. Now, between first and second, very, very close tie. I think both were equal on research, by every stretch of imagination. On contents, fantastic. But in terms of the sheer confidence of delivery, our reason for this winner, they came up, they had no notes in front of them. It was rehearsed. We didn't get through all of it. I really wish we had time to, because I had the pleasure of hearing it all this morning, and believe me, it was a fantastic ending. But what really made it stand out was how rehearsed, how brilliant, well spoken it was, the eye contact made with the audience. I'd really like to congratulate on Suwaiba, her first place, and Anas, his second place. Both very, very well deserved. Thank you to all the participants in the speech competition. All of your effort has been noted. Do take on the feedback that when we do this again next year, we've got this is one of our, I think must have been one of our oldest traditions at CET, the annual speech competition. We're always looking for interesting topics. For me, I love hearing the passion of which you young people speak about what interests you. The fact that you are willing to go away, research and speak with confidence. Those who weren't quite confident, there were a few of you shaky, take confidence that you came up here. You did it. None of you took the easy route out and bolted and just decided, no, I'm not going to come in this morning, I'm just going to avoid it. You didn't. You can all hold your heads up high thinking, and take something away to be proud of, because you did it. You prepared something, you followed through, you delivered. And no one can take that away from you now. So even if you didn't win, that bit doesn't matter. You have won in that you came and you delivered. And I thank you for everyone that entered the speech competition this morning. Have we got, in terms of the running order, oh yes, we have.
I'm just preparing the certificate, so while you do that.
Fantastic. Now, we would like to award now some other individuals who, throughout the year, for various reasons, we think deserve a very, very special mention because of their commitment, the work they have done, and we feel we want to have that noted. So, the first goes to a young chap who exudes confidence in the classroom, particularly with his maths. He is performing well above his level for the year he is in. I have been routinely impressed with his commitment all the way throughout the year. I'm thrilled he is excited about coming back next year as well, and I would love to see this kid again, and if only I could have him in my classroom on my Monday to Friday, that would be my dream. And this award goes to Seth Khan. Come on up, Seth. Next, this young person is not someone I teach. He's in the 1 year group I don't have any teaching contact with, but having seen him coming around the school, he is very mature for his age. He is willing to discuss the big topics. He is not afraid to shy away from anything controversial. He's willing to go away and research it, take in all the facts, and have very, very mature conversations about the big topics in the world. You heard his speech about the political systems today. I was a little bit cross and he didn't take in the part I gave him about the voting systems, but I will get over that. And I think it deserves that. This young man is, I think, could be one to watch out for in the future. He's definitely got a lot ahead of himself. Can I please invite up Anaz? Well done on this award. And lastly, this award for Year 7 goes to someone who I think has grown in so many ways. I remember first meeting her when she came and joined this school and could have quietly snuck away in the background. But throughout the year has come out of her shell. She's come out and become a fantastic young woman. And I think is going to be, again, one to watch in the future. She has grown in so many ways and is developing. I think her future is going to be very, very exciting. You heard her this morning speak with such superb confidence. I think this award is well and truly deserved. Suwaiba, well done on this award. Well done, Suwaiba. You're very welcome. Are we ready with the speech competition certificates?
Yeah, just give me.
Come on, that's right.
The topic of my speech today is education. Throughout my speech, I would like to talk about the value of education and its contribution in our lives. Education is the tool which helps us in removing our all doubts and fears about all the challenges and happiness in our life. It is the tool that keeps us happy and peaceful, as well as makes us better human beings. Education is not about to gain only knowledge. However, it means learning the ways to be happy, learning the ways to keep others happy, and learning the ways to live in society. Also, it's learning the way to tackle challenges and learning to help others. It makes us strong internally and gives lots of confidence while making our personality and giving us knowledge. Education is most important to all of us to lead a happy life. Education is the basic building block of success, bright career and a better quality of life. Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. Education is a must. But still, in many places the meaning of education is nothing. They are so poor that they spend the whole day in earning only a small amount of food. They understand that earning money from childhood is good instead of wasting money in education. Education is really an amazing tool which raises income, improves health, mitigates climate change and reduces poverty and so much more. It helps in making a peaceful environment, and education provides us intellectual freedom and keeps us happy physically, mentally, socially and intellectually. Thank you for listening.
Very good. Education is the most powerful tool by which you can make a change. It just sums it up. Next, Uzair Zaman, Year 8, and the topic is use of plastics. Can Anas be ready after this? Whenever you feel comfortable.
Today I'll be talking about how the use of plastic is affecting our planet. The use of plastic is becoming a bigger problem as time goes by. We need to be more cautious and careful about how much plastic we're using. We also need to be careful about where we're putting our plastic, and we should try to recycle as much plastic as we can. It may not sound like a big problem for us right now, however, if we carry on like this, it could then end up having a huge effect on us and our planet. Furthermore, we need to stop wasting because we're throwing plastic in the ocean. This ends up killing some of our wildlife. For example, people throwing plastic nets into the ocean. This ends up choking some of the sharks and it makes them die. Moreover, each year, around 26 million tons of plastic ends up being in the ocean. This needs to be decreased. finally, one of the most shocking things about this is that if we carry on like we are, by 2050, there'll be a more ratio of plastic in the ocean than there actually is water. Thank you for listening to us.
Anas Kandar, and the topic is politics. And Anas is year 8. And next, Iman, if Iman can be ready after this.
Why do people, especially young people, feel so disaffected with the political system? I think the first reason that people feel so disaffected with the political system is because of the people in the current political establishment, and also the backgrounds of the people in the current political establishment. They usually have been to top private schools and after that top universities such as Oxford and Cambridge. 34% of cabinet ministers went to private schools and almost half went to Oxbridge. And I'm not saying there's anything particularly bad about that, but my point is, if that's the general perception of politicians, how are normal people expected to want to go into politics? I think the second reason that people, more so young people, feel so disaffected with the political system is because of the lack of education in schools when it comes to politics. Most schools in Britain don't teach politics before sixth form, and by then most students won't want to do sixth form politics in sixth form. According to the BBC, a survey shows that only 31% of 16 to 24-year-olds are interested in politics. Also, another point related to the lack of education in schools when it comes to politics is that most teachers are usually reluctant about discussing politics and expressing their political views because of being warned against doing so by the government. I think this has got to change. If teachers are tasked with educating young people, preparing them for life after school and life in the real world, if teachers aren't going to talk about politics, discuss their political views, who are? And my concluding point, and in my opinion the most vital point as to why people, again also young people, feel so disaffected with the political system is because of the stereotype of politicians. I think for most people the stereotype of politicians are old, posh, white, rich men. And I think the stereotype has got to change, because even though a lot of politicians are that, not every politician is like that. There are politicians who aren't posh, there are politicians who aren't rich, there are politicians who are women, and there are ethnic minority politicians. And I think once people realise that, and once the stereotype of politicians is broken, more people, more normal people, will want to get into politics.
I certainly support that. We need more people in politics. I think it's really because that's the way we engage with the local systems and make our views known. And I thought also that adding to that, I feel there's another thing which is actually quite important to teach in education, which is not taught, which is required, and that is financial literacy. Actually, that is not taught in schools, in my view, and it should be taught, because it doesn't matter what you do later on, you need to understand the finances. That's going to affect your life, whatever profession you are. And a lot of the people actually, they don't know anything about finances when they go to sixth form, even when they come out of university as well. That's my view, I think. Iman Kamrat, the topic is football, and she's in year 8.
If I please could ask everyone in the audience, if you have your mobile phones, please could you make sure they're switched to silent as much as possible, please. Thank you.
As all the data why we humans are polluting the earth, there are 3 main types of pollution: air, water and land. All of these are destroying our planet. So water pollution, it is the contamination of water and all the things that are living in it. It is a result of us humans contaminating the water. Air pollution is occurred when harmful things and substances such as gas are introduced into the air. Land pollution. It is a serious problem. It is a serious problem which we are destroying our planet. We are constantly throwing rubbish and stuff into landfills which are destroying our earth. I request people to get involved and take action about reducing pollution and recycling. We are the future generation of the earth and we are living in it. So if it is not a safe place, we are not going to be living in it.
Thank you, Safwan.
My name is Yakub, and today
today I'll be talking about smoking. Smoking cigarettes kills many people around the world. It is a very bad substance and needs to be banned worldwide. Almost every adult smokes, but it doesn't just affect them. It also affects people around the smokers. This is called passive smoking. You may not be able to smell it, but if you have a smoker in your house, there are still many harmful chemicals in the air that over time, if you breathe them in, it can do harm. You may not know, but also smoking can cause cancer. And if you buy, I've done my research, and 20 cigarettes in a packet can cost up to £12. This means that if you smoke a pack every day and you calculate it for a whole week, that means that you'll be spending nearly up to £84, which is very expensive. I would like to thank you guys for listening to my speech.
Sports.
Sports are games and other enjoyable activities which need physical effort and skill. For example, football, cricket and badminton. My favourite sport is football because it's good for fitness, because I do a lot of running and it's a team sport and you need to use a lot of teamwork. In the garden, I do the sports like lawn design and basketball. I really enjoy doing sports because they're good for your body. Sports give you a strong heart and lungs and helps reduce stress because you're out running around. It's also good for making friends when you do different team sports. And doing sports makes you tired, so you get a good night's sleep. Thank you for listening to my speech.
Thank you. That concludes our lower years. Basically, lower years is year 3, 4, 5, and 6. So I think it's quite a numerous topic, and I think I think there's a learning for all of us. There's a lot of very good content there. I certainly have actually picked up a few things which I can take away from here. So I think the speeches it's not only the delivery side, but also the contents as well. And contents are not applicable for the young people, but also as for adults as well. Something I'm sure a lot for us to take away. Okay, let's move on to the upper years now. That's year 7, 8, and 9. And we'll start with Saif Khan. He's in year 9, and the topic is riding a bike without helmet.
Assalamu alaikum everybody. Today I am going to explain to you about hobbies. Everyone should have a hobby. There are a lot of different types of hobbies such as swimming, art and craft, being a teacher, being a police, reading and coin collecting. Well, I can go on and on forever. Here is the big question. What are hobbies? Well, you might know what a hobby is, but I want to go through it in very good detail. A hobby is not only a thing that you like, but it is a thing that entertains you, not a thing that makes you bored or makes you tired. Hobbies are usually selected based on interest, skills or talent. Hobbies are very effective for children because they are a way for them to learn. It gives your child the chance to show off what they can do. A hobby gives everyone hours and hours of fun. Hobbies tend to follow trends in society such as stamp collecting, which was used in the 19th centuries and the 30th centuries. The advancing production and technology of the 19th century provided workers with more availability and leisure time to engage in hobbies. Because of this, the efforts of people in hobbies has increased within time. Hobbyists may be known under 3 sub-characters: casual leisure, serious leisure, and project-based leisure. Though some hobbyists engage in leisure pursuits that overlap multiple boundaries of the group. Easy steps of hobby in getting a hobby. A hobby is very easy to get. Just think of something that entertains you, and there you go. You have a hobby. You get a lot of things from hobbies, but I want to say the most important ones. Having fun, finally getting something to do, but getting something that entertains you to do. I want to wrap up with one advice. We should always respect other people's hobbies. Well, it might not be the one that you like, and vice versa. Thank you for listening.
Thank you very much for that.
Yeah, that's excellent. This is a good example of where she's projecting her voice and everybody at the back can hear as well. I want all the children coming here do the same as well. Next one, Zoiba Fatma. She's in year 4. Her topic is gymnastics. And the next one, Abdul Hadi, if you can be ready after this, please.
It is an honor to be standing here today. I will just be talking about my gymnastics routine. You have to work hard to achieve your first move. I will just be talking about back bend and cartwheels. It took me several weeks to learn how to do a back bend. First, you have to keep your right hand or your left hand, whichever you're comfortable with, behind your back. You can have a friend to support you. Now on to my cartwheels. It took me 4 to 5 weeks to learn this move. If you know how to do a forward roll, you can easily do this move. First, you have to keep both hands on the floor and try to flip over. Try this over and over again. Remember, have a brain to support you and be careful. Thank you for listening.
Huda, if you could be ready, you are up next after Amina, please.
Assalamu alaikum everybody. My name is Amina and I'm in year 5 and my topic today is spelling. Respected all teachers and our dear students. The topic of my speech today is spelling. First of all, let's pray and thank Allah who has been giving us so mercies and blessings so we can attend this place in good condition. And don't forget to say thanks to the Master of Ceremony who has given me time to speak to all of you. Standing in front of you all, I would like to deliver you a speech about bullying. But first, we must know what bullying means. So what is bullying? Bullying is the use of threat, abuse, intimidate or aggressively dominate others. The behavior is often repeated and habitual. Have you ever been bullied? Has it happened to your friend? Some people think that bullying is just a stage and normal part of life. However, fact is bullying is not a normal or socially acceptable behavior. We give bullies power by our acceptance of this behavior. So what are the causes of bullying? It can be such as people feel strong, powerful, rich, and have everything. It happens constantly. He saw the weakness of others. There are many forms of bullying, amongst others. 1. Physical bullying. Pulling hair, hitting, poking. 2. Bullying is emotional. Reject, terrorizing, isolating, and any discrimination based on disability and religion. Verbal bullying. Provide all means. For an example, taunting and gossiping. Just look around you. A lot of bullying activities that have taken place at school, at home, or even sometimes it can occur anywhere. Ladies and gentlemen, you must be aware of this problem. Just be strong, keep your head up high, and do the best to stop bullying. Remember, bullying is still everyone's business. Thank you for listening and stop bullying.
This morning, special occasion today is that we're having our annual speech competition. So to put it in a little bit of context, we've asked, everyone in the school has been invited to participate in the speech competition this year. They have been asked to choose a topic based on something that interests them, something they're excited about, something they think is really interesting, and they deserve everyone in the world to hear about it. So we've invited everyone from down to year 3 up to year 9 to participate. Now, to make sure there is an even playing field, we have got our panel of judges down here this morning. I am the head of the judges panel. We have Joanne, Simon and Arsene also on the judges panel. We will be judging the lower school, that is years 3 to 6, in one category on their own, and then we'll be judging year 7, 8 and 9 in a category on their own. We are looking for 4 key areas. We're looking for how interesting their topic is, the structure of their speech. We'll be judging them on the content, the quality of the research, how they deliver. We will be scoring them. We have got certificates ready for the top 3 from the lower school and the top 3 from the upper school to award at the end. We've also got, after the speech competition, some small other awards to recognise some individuals we think have made a fantastic effort with us throughout this year and we think deserve a little bit of recognition. So, without further ado, Shahid, is there anything else you'd like to add on there?
Yeah, actually, you said what I was going to say.
No, because I'm stoling your thunder, I do apologise.
So I think if you can take this
Oh,
one,
yes.
as well.
There we go.
So I just want to add one thing to what Simon said.
Mm-hmm.
CET is, you probably know, we said this before a number of times, CET is different as opposed to any other tuition centre. We are not just about academic results here, just not teaching English, maths and subjects. But there are some extracurricular activities we concentrate on. And one of them is communication skills. We feel that communication is absolutely key, not only in professional life, but also in personal life as well. You know, the words which we express, I know what is in my mind, in our mind, we can only express that to the words, and that's how we communicate. And the words and the terminology we use, that has a lot of consequence, right? You know, whether it could be bad or it could be good. So the words are very powerful, you know, and we know and that's the only way that we communicate. We express our emotions, that is, you know, whether we are happy or not happy. And what we hear is also the words create chemical reactions in us as well, and also in other people. You know, if I say something very rude to one person, automatically that's going to make that person very angry. At the same time, if I say something very positive, it's going to create certain hormones, right, which will make that person happy. So the words are very powerful. And somebody said the words can be either bullets and can do the damage, emotional damage, and obviously to your heart, and it could be a source of healing as well. So that's very important, right? That's why we concentrate on these extra curriculum activities and communication as being part of that. I know we've been holding this for over the last number of years. There's been some lapse in 1 or 2 years, but we want to continue that, and hopefully from young age, children will develop that skill, which will be helpful to them later in their lives. So without taking more time, let's start with lower years first. And I'd like to invite Sarah Khan. She's in year 6, and she'll be talking about the topic plastics. Sarah Khan? Is she here?
Yes.
Sarah?
It's coming. So the next one can be ready as well. The next one will be Safwan Khan. So if you can be ready, yeah? Next one after Sarah. So Sarah, if you can come here, please. And behind this table, and you can do your speech. Basically, rules are the speech should not be more than 4 minutes, and so we can just keep to the time, right? So hopefully the judges can keep a time as well. Hopefully most of them are. So over to you, Sarah.
Plastic. Plastic is really useful and we use it every day. But what happens to it after we use it and throw it away is causing a big problem for our planet. Plastic waste is becoming a widely recognized problem. Why is it important for our economy? It takes thousands of years to degrade, leaving valuable things in landfills, depleting our environment and oceans. It is believed that there are more than 5 trillion plastics in our ocean. Because it takes so long to degrade, it is being found in stomachs of whales and seabirds and thousands of them have their stomachs full of plastic and they can't feed their young. What is plastic? Plastic is a man-made material. It can be used in natural materials like coal and oil. Plastic is in many things, clothing, cycle as almost all of the seabird population and infinite. Each year, 100,000 animals die from plastic. Trash collection. We have so much garbage in our ocean that we have to trash collection. The biggest item is now 3 times the size of one. What did we do? Simplify the carrier bag. The consumption of the plastic bag has been some liquids and cousins are given paper straws. The repurposing of plastic microbeads are not incorporated. Some supermarkets have plastic recyclable packaging. The government has promised to remove plastic over the next 5 years. More changes make up to us. Collectively make a difference to reduce plastic usage, such as leading useful plastic bags.
Sarah, thank you very much. So that is your 4 minutes. Very lots packed in there. Really, really well done. A fantastic speech there. Thank you.
It's year 3, and his topic is sports. Yeah, Zahabi. And next one is Ibrahim Hussain. If you can be ready after this.
Assalamu alaikum everybody. My name is Abdul Hadi and today I am going to be talking about sports. Sports is a very healthy thing for you. Like you can learn new things from sports. When you finish one sport, you can move on to another sport. Sometimes you can get frustrated about sports. All you have to do is just try if you want to know a sport. It doesn't matter like how good you are, how bad you are. All you have to do is just try. Like the champions here, you're a football team. Whatever your favourite team is, whoever wins like any league, they don't have to be your favourite team. It can be who's like they try their best, like what you like about them. It doesn't matter about what team you have in your mind. Thank you.
Really impressive there. No notes, just coming from the mind, and actually that takes a lot of courage as well to do that. Ibrahim Hussain, year 4, the topic is respect. And the next one is Ismail Hussain, if you can be ready as after this, please.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Ibrahim, and today I'm going to give a speech about respect. Respect is consideration for the feelings or rights of others, or admiration for someone because of their qualities or attributes. You should be respectful to anyone from any race, any religion, and any country, because it shows you as a better person. Some examples of respect are sharing with others, smiling at anyone, listening to others, respecting their opinions, looking after others' belongings, respect for courtesy rules, and being kind to others. To demonstrate respect, you should treat others with politeness and kindness. Encourage others to express ideas and opinions and listen to what they have to say without being negative. It's also important to not speak over people or cut off another person while they are speaking. For me, respect stands for R is for responsibility, E is for equality, S is for sensitivity, P is for patience, E is for encouragement, C is for consideration, and T is for togetherness. Thank you for listening to my speech.
When talking in front of the crowd? Well, I know I have. Why? Well, first I want to talk about the meaning of confidence. The meaning of confidence is the feeling or belief that someone can have faith in or rely on someone or something. Or, in other words, being able to believe in yourself. The reason why I chose this topic is because of something that happened that I went through a couple of weeks ago. Well, a couple of weeks ago we were given application forms at school for a student leadership team. I got the application form, but I was very nervous because one of my close friends was very good at speaking and I was scared that she would beat. But my head teacher told me that I should believe in myself because I'm good enough, and I managed, when I gave him my application form, I managed to get the interview, and I did it yesterday and it went very well. The reason why I told this is because I believe that you should be confident in yourself and you shouldn't be nervous of whether someone will beat you. Thank you.
Thank you, Zara. Suwaifa Begum, Year 7. The topic is Importance of History. Can Subhana be ready after this?
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Suwaifa and today I'm going to talk about the importance of history. I know many people believe history is a waste of time. How can something that happened hundreds of years ago affect our life today? Knowing when the US president lived or died isn't going to make a difference. Knowing what battle happened and when is most certainly not going to affect our life today. That's where we hit the problem. History is not simply about learning the facts and what happens when. History is about understanding the pattern of life, the nature of change, why something happened. Let's take World War I as an example. It all began when a Serbian nationalist assassinated the Archduke of Austria. One death, one small incident, led to the deaths of over 37 million people. But that's not all. After the Archduke's death, the Austro-Hungarians wanted to attack Serbia. But when Serbia's allies, the Russians, found out, they believed Austria wanted to take over Serbia, whereas the Austro-Hungarians had no such intention. Then, Germany, who themselves had been mobilizing, asked Russia to stop building up their forces. Russia refused. Why? Well, suppose it was all part of a plot. Suppose Germany only wanted to stop Russia from getting strong. Suppose they wanted to attack Russia. Everyone's minds were infected with hate and suspicion. Every country only glanced at its neighbor, hunting for the tiniest sign that might suggest it was a threat. Then they would retaliate forcefully and aggressively, taking out their fear and anger on neighboring countries. But how does knowing all this help us? We cannot retake the shot that killed the Archduke. We cannot revive the lives of those 37 million innocent people. But we can learn from this. We can learn from one of the many great lessons history has to teach us. How great nations fell apart at the facilities of war. How betrayal, how the breaking up of allies, how rash, angry decisions changed the world. From a peaceful, united
Apologies, that's
country.
the 4 minutes over, but thank you very much. You've done a very good job.
And the last speech, Subhana Iqbal. She's in Year 7. Guess what topic she's going to cover? Donald Trump.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Subhana Iqbal and my speech is on why do people hate Donald Trump. First of all, who is Donald Trump? Donald John Trump, born 14th of June 1946, is the 45th and current president of the United States. Before entering in politics, he was a businessman and television personality. Trump was born and raised in New York City, borough of Queens, and received an economics degree from Wharton School. Firstly, put your hand up if you like Donald Trump. Good, no, I don't see any hands. Now, the question is, why do people hate Donald Trump? Any suggestions? Okay. Firstly, he says he wants to make America great again. Yes, this is what he says, but what he means is that he wants to return to an America that was racist and sexist. It means he wants to return to a time when white men ruled the country and received a leg upon others by stepping on others' necks. In other words, he wants to move backwards and erase all of the progress America has made since the civil rights struggles of the 1960s. The sad truth is that America was never great, but they were moving on from that, but Trump wants to reverse the progress. Secondly, he is racist and rude. He makes hate comments on Muslims. An example is that our mayor Sadiq Khan said he said that he was getting worse, but just because he is Muslim, it doesn't mean he's a bad leader. Donald Trump has been obsessed with race for the entire time he has been a public figure. He had a history of making racist comments as a New York real estate developer in 1970s and 80s. Many people have read or seen on the news all his racist comments that he posts. Most people disagree with him. It is shown that 63% disagree with his racist posts. That's more than half of the people who read it. However, Donald Trump claims that he's the least racist person. Also, he said during his campaign of being the president that anyone who believes in the Islamic faith should be banned from coming to America, and he wasn't ashamed of saying that. This links to people thinking that the only terrorists are Muslims, which is absolutely wrong. Thirdly, he's ridiculously orange. I mean, you shouldn't really hate people by their looks, but Trump just looks like he ate too many carrots and still can't see the dark. I mean, he looks really orange. Donald Trump puts a bunch of spray on tanning products to make him look tan, but no, he looks like the annoying orange. However, this shows that Donald Trump cares more about his looks than being president. Thank you for listening to my speech.
Thank you. Excellent. There's a bit of light-hearted moments there as well. That is the end of the speeches for the year. As you can see, there's so much variety of the topics which have been covered. Some entertainments on the way, some serious topics, respect, education, importance of history, confidence, smoking. There's so many different areas which have been covered. Yeah? I haven't done mine. Okay. How about this? Bilal. Okay, you've got a minute. Okay, come then. We don't want to leave you out, right? So what's your topic?
Global warming.
Global warming, and you are in year?
8.
Year 8, global warming. And your full name?
Bilal Mohammed.
Bilal Mohammed, yeah.
Good morning, my name is Bilal Mohammed and I'm here to talk to you about global warming. That so many of us are here today is the recognition that the threat from climate change is serious, it is urgent and it is growing.
We will start. Give us a moment.
Our generation's response to this challenge will be judged by history, for if we fail to meet it boldly, swiftly and together, we risk consigning future generations to an irreversible catastrophe. These are the words President Obama used beginning his global warming speech before the United Nations Summit in 2009. Search Google for global warming and you will get almost 65 million pages of results. The subject has certainly drawn a lot of attention, but just what is global warming? What is causing it? What effect does it have on the Earth and its inhabitants? What are some possible solutions? These are the questions that I will be addressing in this short, informative speech today. What is global warming? Global warming is the gradual increase of the temperature of Earth's atmosphere and oceans. Over the past century, the average temperatures have gone up by just over 1 degree. This may not seem like much, but many scientists agree that the Earth's temperatures are starting to increase at a faster rate. What causes it? Global warming occurs when greenhouse gases, such as carbon dioxide, nitrous oxide, and methane, trap heat inside the Earth's atmosphere. Think about what happens when you open your car door after the windows have been rolled up on a hot day. Heat from the sun enters the car, but the frame of the car prevents it from escaping. To a small extent, this is a representation of what happens during global warming. Burning fossil fuels like petroleum and deforestation both contribute to the problem. What effect does climate change have on the Earth and its inhabitants? Global warming has already started to affect the Earth in several ways. Arctic glaciers have begun to melt, threatening indigenous life such as the polar bears. Melting glaciers also cause sea levels to rise. This could become a problem for lowland areas, like the ones in South Sea Islands. Ocean temperatures have begun to rise. This causes some of the algae to die, which can affect the entire food chain. What are some possible solutions to the problem? There are ways we can combat the effects of global warming. The Clean Air Act of 1990 is a law in the United States that attempts to protect and improve the Earth's air and atmosphere. Some of the components of this law include limiting harmful vehicle emissions and phasing out the use of chemicals that can damage the ozone layer. On a more personal level, we can work to prevent global warming by planting trees and by carpooling. Climate change is seen as a serious threat that is receiving serious attention worldwide. Hopefully this global warming speech has helped you inform you of what causes and the effects that it has on the earth. It's up to you to decide how you can help to do something about it.
Thank you, Bilal. Have I missed anyone else? No? Everyone is covered? Good, excellent. You know, there is said that some people fear public speaking worse than death. That's the research shows, right? The fact a lot of kids came here, they presented, so much excellent material and the contents and the delivery, different styles we listen. I think let's applaud all of them for coming here and actually have the courage to stand. So thank you everyone for coming and actually volunteering to come, to do this. Again, this is a practice makes you perfect, and the more you do this, the better you'll get at it, right? So hopefully that will happen. So now judges are talking to themselves, and they will rank the speakers. So I'll let you get on with that. But there's a couple of things we can actually, I can fill in the time, right, with while they're doing that. There's one person I particularly we need to recognize. I just want to bring to your notice Yaqub Muhammad. I don't know how many went to, at least mashallah, he's memorized the Quran. Yaqub, where are you? Yaqub? Yeah, come to the front. I definitely ranked mashallah, he became Hafiz. We're really proud of him. He's one of our students. You heard him before. I actually was reading Tarawih in Aisha Mosque, and he led the Tarawihs, 4 Tarawihs. After 12, I think after 12 he led 4 Tarawihs, and somebody else took as well. And actually I heard his voice for the first time. I didn't know it was Yaqub. MashaAllah, excellent voice. It was so much of praise he got. So we are really proud of you, Yaqub, that you are one of our students. And also I think we are all proud of him. MashaAllah, memorizing Quran is not an easy task, but he's done that. And we are really proud of you. So I just want to make it, let everyone know, and also parents know. And you're going to do a small surah as well, just as a for our audience. Yeah.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن هذا القرآن يهدي للتي هي أقوم ويبشر المؤمنين الذين يعملون الصالحات أن لهم أجرا كبيرا وأن الذين لا يؤمنون بالآخرة أعتدنا لهم عذابا أليما ويدعو الإنسان بالشر دعاءه بالخير وكان الإنسان عجولا وجعلنا الليل والنهار آيتين فمحونا آية الليل وجعلنا آية النهار مبصرة
لتبتغوا فضلا من ربكم ولتعلموا عدد السنين والحساب وكل شيء فصلناه تفصيلا وكل إنسان ألزمناه طائره في عنقه ونخرج له يوم القيامة كتابا يلقاه منشورا اقرأ كتابك كفى بنفسك اليوم عليك حسيبا من اهتدى فإنما يهتدي لنفسه ومن ضل فإنما يضل عليها ولا تزر وازرة وزر أخرى وما كنا معذبين حتى نبعث رسولا وإذا أردنا أن نهلك قرية أمرنا متر فيها ففسقوا فيها فحق عليها القول فدمرناها تدميرا وكم أهلكنا من القرون من بعد نوح وكفى بربك بذنوب عباده خبيرا بصيرا.
Who was leading a prayer? I think the audience was more than 500 people. Right, and mosque was absolutely packed as you would expect, and there's a lot of capacity in Aisha Mosque, as you already know, right? Upstairs and downstairs, and he was leading it, mashallah, and with such a beautiful voice. So I think he's, our encouragement, inshallah. I'm sure that we're looking forward to great things from him. Yeah. But I'm sure we can say on behalf of everyone, we're really proud of him. CET is proud of him, and we're all proud of you, inshallah. Keep it up.